And a pleasant good evening. All right, I think we're all there live now, and we should be good. By the way, a lot more sun than we're used to having. Welcome to the Amador Live Amador Eatery and Entertainment District. We are here, and Max is already in the spirit, to say the least, as you are here getting ready for St. Patty's Day. You got your St. Patty's Day glasses on. I'm going to do some adjustments. We apologize. We had some internet problems, and Max's internet saved the day today. Yeah.
No problem, Mr. Ernesto.
There you go. He's having a great time right now. And he should be, because we've got the biggest party, St. Patty's Day. We have people from Silver City drive in today wanting to get their tickets already. We got people coming in.
They're
from all
camped out
over.
on the lawn.
Yeah.
They're going to be here for 2 more days. I don't know what to do with them.
We're live now on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. So we'll
Twitch.
figure out.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe you got twitched.
Maybe I got twitched, or maybe the Russians hacked me. I don't know. That's hopefully not. Let's get started, Max. A big party. I'm going to let you get everything and let me organize everything up here a bit. So you go ahead. And
no, we're ready to go, man. We're ready to go for Thursday, and the ring comes in tomorrow, and we're going to be working. We're going to be working on getting the midgets out there starting Thursday, but we have the pub crawl before that starting. Well, I guess every place is opening at, I guess, probably about 11 o'clock or so. So you have Little Toad, you have Rad, you have Zaffaros, you have the Boneyard.
There you go.
And then we're going to be in there too.
Icebox is in there. Yeah.
Icebox, Boneyard, Icebox is in there. So it's going to be going on downtown, and you can pick up your commemorative mug. And there's going to be green beer with gold flakes on tap at all locations. So you go around, you collect your sticker, and a large portion of the proceeds from that green beer is going to go to cancer research. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and you get stickers with it, and you get to keep the mug.
There you go. It's just that simple. Now, that seems like we're going to have a lot of fun, and you cannot miss out on this opportunity to have a great time. And it's only a few bucks, not that much.
Yeah, the pub crawl starts early. I think we're all opening at least at noon, maybe a little earlier. And so we're going to have fun with that and then it's $15 cover here at the Amador Live after 4, and that's because we have the Worldwide Midget Wrestling Championships are going to be here on St. Patty's Day. They're going to have their gig going. We're going to have pub games. We're going to have the midget wrestling out there. We're going to have an after party upstairs at Jack's. We have several DJs. We got prizes. We got door prizes. We got giveaways. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I tell you what, speaking of a lot of fun, I also hear we have the Aggie game, so we can watch the Aggie game and drink our beer and then get ready for the midget wrestling to come out.
Not only do we have the Aggie game on TV, but I believe we have a mobile IV rehydration unit coming.
All right.
Yes.
So
they're
there
going
we
to
go.
be parked out in the parking lot.
In the parking lot. That's where I need it, right?
Yeah, they're going to be out there. They're going to be ready to rehydrate you. So if you start early somewhere else, don't worry about it. If you got to go to work on Friday, don't worry about it, because we're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure you're rehydrated and ready to go to work.
I never seen this thing, so you got to show me what it looks like. Okay.
Well, they called me today, and they're like, dude, can we use your parking lot and do,
mobile
IVs?
rehydration?
Like,
there you go.
Sounds like a great idea.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you show off what Chef Mark's got here. I finally tried the onion rings. Amazing. Go ahead and take it while I zoom it up there.
I don't even know what he brought you. Did you
Oh, this is a turkey. Yep.
Yeah, this is a turkey roasted sandwich.
Go ahead, show
Let's
us
see,
that.
where's the other camera? I'll do it right here. Woo. Like that. And then here's me eating your onion rings like this. Excellent.
It looks excellent. It does.
You haven't had this one yet?
No, I've never had the onion rings. I've been here for I don't know how many years, and I've never had these delicious golden onion rings or the turkey melt part there.
Yeah.
So I think I have to tell Coach Edmondson to try these.
Good stuff. Turkey melt.
And Dennis over at Oregon Mountain. So there you go. All right.
Yeah,
Now,
but we got everything stocked up. We're ready to go for St. Patty's Day. And then did I say last week that I had a big announcement?
yes, you did. What do you got? What are you going to break?
Let's see,
What are you going to let everybody know in Cruces so they know what's coming
Let's
up?
see. I'll tell you what. No, the other thing, we're going to restart trivia.
Restart trivia.
Yeah, we need to
Okay.
we need to restart trivia, but we'll probably wait a couple more weeks.
All right.
And then this will be the first trivia question.
Okay, first trivia question.
So,
okay.
What do you get if you take a bone and a thug and you play something?
You have a harmony.
That's right. We got Bone Thugs and Harmony on October 7th. They're going to be here at Amador Live. reunion tour. They're all going to be here.
All of Bone Thugs and Harmony. Man, you're taking me
They're
back to my
coming.
high school days
Yeah.
here. Yeah, there you go.
That's right. Yeah, it's taking you back to the 90s, baby.
That's right. Easy E's creation. I'm looking forward to this.
We're working on a 3-day event like our Amador days, which are coming up, which will really start to push next week after we get through St. Patty's Day. But we're working on another 3-day event. So
nice. I tell you what, Amador,
they confirmed last week.
Bone Thugs and Harmony. You heard it here, folks. Coming to the Amador Live in October, right?
October 7th.
October 7th.
Which is a Friday.
So that means your phone is going to start blowing up for those tickets for Bone Thugs and Harmony. You know that.
Yep.
All right. Man, you made the announcement here. So anybody who's watching it right now or shares this, they'll be like, what, Bones and Thugs Harmony? I mean, I'm right now. We can tweet this thing out and do a TikTok on it and everyone be happy.
Yep. It's going out. It'll be, we'll probably won't put tickets on sale till maybe mid-May.
Mid-May?
Because we got to get the rest of the lineup put together.
Well, we got Amador Live too, but you got to get your tickets for that because those are going fast. Tables, I'm sure, have gone fast. What do we have left for Amador Live?
Actually, we're getting ready to do a second release of Amador Access Passes.
Okay.
Because we sold out the first round really fast. So now we have a second set that we're putting out that you can go in and actually reserve a table up to 6 people.
Nice.
It's a limited amount of tables, but they are going to go online here within the next day or so. So just keep checking. And then also your Amador Access Pass now includes jacks as well. So
what else do you need? What else do you need? Are you not entertained?
All you need is some yellow glasses now, laddie.
He's gonna be. He's been like this all day, folks. And
you wear yellow glasses 2 days before St. Patty's Day because that makes the midgets come by.
You're looking forward to this, aren't you?
Oh, it's gonna be fun. I'm just glad it's almost over.
All right, I just get to do ring announcing and whatever I got to do to help out. I'm staying out of the rest. So
yeah, in fact, I talked to a short sleeve Samson today and Ronnie the Giant. They're not that big.
Yeah, no, I kind of figured, but I don't want to mess with these guys either. No, they're pros at what they do.
Oh yeah,
yeah, no. And anyone thinks that stuff is fake, let me tell you something. It ain't.
No,
and they'll prove it to you.
No, they're gonna be here. I think they all fly in tomorrow and have a practice round and all that. So
have a business lunch. Need a turkey. Need to have your onion rings. They're all right here for you at the Amador Live. Great weather outdoors, and you can't beat this, man.
Today, yeah, it's been so windy. Now it's beautiful.
All right. Well, the owner's going to go walk around here now with his glasses and make sure that everyone's got their glasses full.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
People need to reach you, get a hold of you. How can they do so?
AmadorLive.com or check us out on Facebook. Best way.
Let me try those glasses real quick. I'll see how they look on me there.
I'm going to leave them with you.
All right. There you go.
All right.
Well, I want you to go talk
to the coach on.
But yeah, we're ready to bring the coach on. Okay. There we go. Get it that way. Let's bring in Alan Edmonds. He is our baseball coach from Oregon Mountain High. Let's get to some of the big headlines in sports while the coach makes his way on here today. And let's talk about some of the big headlines going on. The New Mexico State Aggies women's basketball team. Let's go. Brooke Atkinson. They will not renew her contract at the end of April. So she'll be moving on, and the Aggies are already looking for a new coach for women's basketball. Another big headline, the NMSU men's basketball team took off from the Pan American Center. They left this afternoon for Buffalo. So they leave the beautiful 70-degree weather to go to Buffalo. Aggies play on Thursday. You can watch the game here at the Amador Live. 4:50 is when the tip-off is on TNT. Max says all the TVs will have Aggies, and therefore you can enjoy your St. Patty's Day. The NFL, this is something interesting. The Atlanta Falcons are interested in Deshaun Watson. I guess they want hot water instead of cold water with Matty Ice. I don't know what happened there. We'll have to see what happens. And, of course, Major League Baseball is back. Preseason is already getting started. Spring training going on. They're going to have to play that pretty fast, aren't they, Coach? They're going to get through it. I'll get you close there. 162 games. Season starts April 7th. But high school baseball, it didn't have any player management disputes. It's been going already 8 games into the season. We bring in head coach Alan Edmondson, head coach of the Oregon Mountain Knights, 7-1 overall. We'll talk about the loss a little bit later, but first let's talk about the win and the sweep from Roswell yesterday at the Field of Dreams. How did it feel to get that win?
Oh, I mean, that's always great to win games. I tell kids, you can't be picky. Take them how you can get them. I tease them. I say it's like that 17-year-old looking for his first prom date. You can't be picky. The first person to ask, you got to say yes.
Okay, so you're also giving advice on prom dates, Coach, here.
We give a lot of life advice. So.
I'm sure. How's that working over at Oregon?
Hey, so far so good. I got great kids. They're all ears.
You do. Well, I'm glad they are. Let's talk about your kids. Let's talk about the team. 7-1, and your first year off to a great start. What do you credit it to?
I probably give a lot of credit to Mr. Shopacom, the principal. You guys may not know this, but I wear an earpiece in my ear, and he kind of tells me what to do pitch by pitch.
Is that why he's up at the press box there? Okay, I was wondering what he's doing up there.
He's our top secret. No, we've got great kids that show up every day, work hard. They've got a lot of self-discipline. It's been great working with them. You rarely got to get on them for anything. You know, they kind of police themselves, and they know what the expectations are, and they live up to them daily. So I'm blessed with amazing kids right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, it seems right now like two teams in the area are doing well, yours and Centennial. We have heard that they've been doing pretty well this season too. Tell me a little bit about our area baseball and what's expected in the district as we are already starting district play. We got Cruces taking on Deming already today.
Yeah, the district's going to be anybody's ball game. I mean, Centennial's got a great squad. Las Cruces High's got a great squad. They just beat Cleveland this weekend, so they're kind of flying under the radar right now. And we got to see Mayfield once, and they're that team that's going to go out there and give you fits also. And I was surprised the other day, you know, Deming ran a kid out there 85 to 88 miles an hour.
Wow.
You don't see that kind of arm in Deming too often, but, you know, they're going to be able to be a spoiler for somebody somewhere along the line.
70, 80 miles, usually what pitchers pitch around in high school. Is that correct?
You know, high school, you get a 72 to 82 mile an hour fastball. It's pretty good. You start getting 82 to 90 mile an hour range. That's pretty solid.
But of course, these aren't the kids that are following analytics that have to do all that stuff. And I think this is why some of the older Major League Baseball players love high school sports, love getting back into it, because they're not following analytics. You have no choice. You got 3 kids. That's about as much as you get. You got to make it work.
Yeah. You don't get a trade for guys.
You don't get
free agents. You get what you get, and you go with it.
I tell you what, this has been a great sport. How many kids do you have out on your team right now?
We've got 44 kids in the entire program. That's freshmen through seniors. You know, so, you know, we've got some pretty good numbers. I love what we've got coming up. I love what we've got in the middle between our sophomore and junior class, and just really loving my senior class. So all the way around, we've got a good setup right now.
I always feel like high school baseball gets compared a little bit to college baseball, although college baseball plays way more games than high school baseball. But still, it can be one of those games where things are going great, and then all of a sudden things go bad. But you're baseball. You figure it out very quick. You get to play another day. So don't ever think of it so much. So to get off to a hot start is great, but I'm sure you're not thinking hot start right now. You're looking just game by game as you get through.
Yeah, we go game by game, inning by inning, pitch by pitch. You know, we break the game down for the kids inning by inning. You know, we tell them if you got a 7-inning game, you're actually playing 7 games. You know, each inning becomes its own game, and you try to win each inning that you can. So, you know, the kids are just really super competitive that we have, and so they really take to that idea that we've got to win each inning, you know, each game.
Well, you came in at the end of last season. They were looking for a new coach. Mr. Shopacon was really happy to get you. Tell me what made you want to come to Oregon Mountain?
Well, you know, I started my coaching career here in Las Cruces a long time ago when I was finishing up my undergrad degree. I coached at Mayfield for a couple years as the JV coach. And then all my family's here. I've got a brother here that I never get to be around him enough. So I've got my brother here. My parents just moved here and have a sister that's in the process of moving here. So get to be around family, get great baseball weather. You know, I've spent my entire life out in Southeast New Mexico, and yeah. And
what part of Southeast New Mexico?
Roswell and Carlsbad.
Gotcha.
So if you think it's windy here.
Oh, no, I've been out there. No.
Spend the spring out there, and some of these days are pretty mild breezes.
My general manager, one of our salespeople, come from Carlsbad, so they know that whole lifestyle and living out there with base. But it is baseball out there, but a lot different to come over here. It always feels like it's the North versus South, no matter what we do. Seems like that. It's again, what's the big difference this season between North and South?
Well, you know, I think everything's wide open at our level right now, whether it's North or South. You know, there's very few big-time dominating arms right now. You know, a lot of years, you know, there's teams that have 2 or 3 guys, or there's a guy on a particular team that, you know, every time he pitches, you're going to be lucky to score runs. You know, there are very few of those this year in the state.
So are you telling me basically there's enough parity going on right now that this is anybody's game to win it once we get to a state tournament?
I believe so. I think it's going to be one of those years that the guy that gets hot at the right time gets to walk away with the blue trophy.
A lot of our baseball players that come up before they get to high school play in their leagues and tournaments, and Little League, is to say the least, just to give an example. It seems like the sport's changed a lot. It seems like you got more competition now, but you got track, you got all these other sports. What makes you get them to come out to play baseball? How do you get a freshman to come and say, hey, why don't you come out for our team and give it a shot?
Well, you know, I think that a lot of that just comes from the kid competing and growing up around the game. You know, it's by the time they get to high school, Kids either love the game or hate the game. You got kids that have bad experiences when they're young and they learn to hate the game. You got other kids that it just becomes a lifestyle, and that's all they know is getting out there and playing baseball. So by the time they get to the high school level, they either love it or they don't. And then the kids that love it, you can't get rid of them. If you call practice and then they want to stay out there, they want to be out on the field all day long. So
rain or shine or wind out here, right?
Rain, snow, wind, and weather does play into it. You do lose kids. Through all the years I've been coaching, I've lost kids to basketball. And a lot of times you get that kid, I think they just want to be in that climate controlled gym. They're like, hey, we can't control the temp outside, so let's go to a gym somewhere.
I'll throw you one when the kid wants to do E-League or something like that. Does that surprise you sometimes? It's like E-League, the electronic games.
Oh, like, you know what? I haven't had
that one yet.
No, I got to get on my own son all the time because he's always wanting to play at home. Hey, put the gaming system down. But
no, they're addicted to that.
Oh,
yeah. I've got a kid at Oregon Mountain. I get the point. I can't get him out of that room.
Oh, yeah. I tell them all the time. I said the biggest mistake I ever made was buying you a gaming PC.
But then you can put him on Major League Baseball, the show game, and suddenly that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to this season. Tell me about your team. Who are some of the seniors? What are you breaking down seniors and junior wise here?
We've got strong classes, both senior wise and with our junior class. Our seniors, we've got Ivan Koglis that plays center field for us, hits right in the middle of the lineup. Dom Moreno, who hits in the middle of the lineup, plays first base for us. We've got a lot of solid juniors also. Tice McPherson, I forgot to mention him. He's our little mighty might. He's a little guy, plays second base for us, hits in the 2-hole. Yeah, and this entire last week just gave every team that he faced, every pitcher he faced, a lot of fits. And then Yvonne's little brother, Himel Koglis, who comes in and throws for us, has a funky delivery and mixes up pitches well and runs around the outfield well. So those guys are fantastic. Our junior class is really strong. We've got a lot of them. We've got, 10 or 12 of them in the program.
When you came in day one to this program, what were the kids' expectations? Were there some of them already know? Did you already know some of them? How did that break down, or how was that first meeting with them?
I knew a few of them from youth baseball. You brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
My son plays for us, and he's played with Tice McPherson and Dominic Moreno before in the summertime. So I was familiar with those guys and already knew a little bit about them. And then Coach Reyes, who I'm taking over for, is one of my best friends in the world. And he just did a phenomenal job laying the foundation for that program. So I had a good idea what was expected and what we were going to get, and took the challenge, and I'm looking forward to it.
Now, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, Ray is retired. Am I correct on that?
He retired, yes.
But my guess, he's still showing up at the Field of Dreams, coming to watch some games.
He shows up. He parks his little white Jeep and hides it under trees.
Oh, so he's already there, guy. Is he texting you during games, Coach?
He doesn't do that, no. But when we make our way to the golf course, I get to hear.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I like what you did. I substituted at the wrong time there, huh? How many pitching changes did you need in that game? I'm sure those are the conversations, aren't they? And then, by the way, I'm going to show you how to make this in 3.
Yeah, we haven't had any of those conversations yet. We've been pretty good about keeping friendship baseball separated.
It seems like the culture has gotten a lot better, especially at Oregon Mountain with sports-wise. You've got David Reyes, who's done a great job over there. Evelyn Reyes, who's turned it around with girls basketball, just recently went to state there. So a lot of things have changed, and a lot of the kids really buying into the programs now. Even a name change has kind of turned a whole new attitude. What is this whole change that's going on over at Oregon Mountain?
Well, I obviously wasn't there during the Oñate days, but from what I have noticed and gathered from the conversations I've had, it seems like the name change has kind of, brought out a little more school spirit in a lot of these kids. They've taken to it. They've really identified with it. The student body's been excellent over there. I love going into work every day. Love the kids that I get to work with. Our administration's fantastic. I've worked in a lot of schools and worked for a lot of administrators, but these guys, I can honestly say, with straight face, they're the best I've ever worked for.
I can tell you, Shopakon is a genius in a lot of ways. He also tells it the way it is. I'll never forget day one meeting him. He's like, you will see some things here that are not good, but we will fix them. So, and he was not wrong. Talk about an administrator. You can just call him up and he talks to you right then and there. What do you need? What's going on? He's always about that, isn't he?
The entire administrative staff's been that way, from day one. Whatever you need, even if they can't do it for you, they at least talk you through it and they're willing to listen. And so, I'm blessed to be around them daily.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit more about your team to come off a win against Roswell. One of the things that I've noticed, at least looking at your stats, not a lot of players left on base. That's something you want to have. But trust, you've also had some games where you left some more players on base. I'm sure as a coach, it's very frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, we've done a great job scoring. I'm a big offensive guy, and I take pride in scoring a lot of runs. And, we've already put up a lot of runs. We were a little disappointed after game 2 Roswell High. We only scored 5 runs. And
left quite a bit on.
Yeah, and a lot of guys would be saying, Coach, you scored 5 runs. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, yeah, but
could have been 15,
I wanted 10 or I wanted 12. I like getting those double-digit games. And I think we've had, 4 of them already in the 4 or 5, that we put up double digits. Actually, there's only 2 games where we haven't. We had the 7 runs against Cheyenne Mountain out of Colorado Springs.
And that was the only loss. So
the only loss, yeah.
And they came down for this tournament that was here. Which one was that?
It was the Southern New Mexico Invitational.
Okay.
And Cheyenne Mountain's an outstanding program. They're one of the top programs in the state of Colorado.
Was it a learning lesson for your kids after that loss?
I think it was. I think, a couple things that came from it were, A, we've got room to improve and we can play better. But B, we can also play with anybody on the field. I remember when those guys, they showed up on Wednesday. They got here a day early and they went to our ballpark to go take batting practice. And, my kids were looking up at guys like that. They're out there with 6'3", 6'4", they had a 6'5" first baseman. And our kids were kind of giving them the eyeball test and say, these guys look good. But our kids got out there. We got down 3-0 and battled back. We took the lead a couple times in the game. Just at the end, they made a few more pitches and a few more plays than we did, but we were there.
Now, follow me on this question. Our head sports caster, Jeff Matthews, who's an award-winning play-by-play guy, he was talking to some of the people around baseball, and it says size has made a difference. And you notice that, and I'm going to say back when you were an assistant coach at Mayfield, size has been a little different this year. It seems like around all our area schools, we just don't have the size like we used to have back when we were in school in that way.
Yeah, it makes a difference in terms of the strength, but, we always tell our kids, there's one muscle that you got more control of over than anything, and that's your brain, and so mind over matter.
So play smart, get on base, and make sure we score.
We're gonna try to play smarter than you, play faster than you, and play tougher than you. That's one thing I prided myself on as a baseball coach, and in the 19 years I've been a head baseball coach, is I put kids out there that I think are always mentally and physically tougher than anybody else's.
Well, baseball, like any season, is a long season, but of course their biggest concern, health injuries, and of course the training staff. You got to have a good chemistry with them. If that stays together, do you think that's how you make the run, as long as everyone can stay healthy? Because injuries are bound to happen.
Yeah, we do want to stay healthy. Lucky for us, we do have a fairly deep team. We at any moment we can make a lineup where there's 2 or 3 kids that are on the bench that are as good as the kids, some of the kids out there in the field. We've got to make it based on matchups, pitching matchups, and things like that. But we've got a deep squad. We're maybe not as deep on the mound as we'd like to be. But we've got some guys throwing it well, good enough right now. They're throwing well. So
is it safe to say that as you get closer to the district tournament, you might make some more lineup changes and try some things and experiment?
We're probably out of the experimental stage right now. We've got a pretty good idea of what we want to do. We make lineup changes sometimes based on matchups. If we're facing a left-handed hitter and we've got a kid that just doesn't do well against left-handed hitters, we'll make a move. Or we got a kid that maybe doesn't attack a fastball as good as another kid on the bench, and they're throwing a guy that's got a good live fastball. We may make that move, but for the most part, we're we're pretty set where we need to be.
The reason I asked that question is so other teams scout you and then they figure out what they want to do there. That's something you got to be close with, right?
Yeah, we just try to stay one step ahead of them. We actually do a really good job as a staff of scouting ourselves. I'm still pretty old school. I write everything down on paper.
You mean don't have these computer phones or anything like that? Or Mr. Padilla, hey, hold the phone out there. I need you to do this. You don't have him doing that?
No.
Okay, because I'm sure he could do that.
I'm determined to be the last man standing using the paper and pencil. That's a goal of mine. And a lot of it is just being a creature of habit. I've done it that way for so long that when I see all these numbers on a piece of paper, I know exactly what I'm looking for and looking at. So we do a good job of scouting ourselves and figuring out what we're doing and making sure that we're not being predictable or giving things away.
And that's the biggest thing. Well, I look forward to this. It should be a very fun tournament. I'm going to have some fun with some other just questions outside of it here. How excited are you that Major League Baseball is coming back? The show's coming back.
I'm excited, but I'm a big college baseball fan. And so whenever they, announced that they were in this lockout, there were more and more college baseball games on TV, on ESPN Plus.
Who's your team in college baseball?
Man, I'm a West Coast guy. I like Oregon State. And then my other guy is Cal State Fullerton.
Okay, Big West there.
I love the way they play the game out on the West Coast, and then the college game in general. The guys just play so hard, and it's a more pure game than the big leagues. You get Major League Baseball, you get a guy comes up to bat and hits a routine ground ball to shortstop. He's not going to run down the line because he knows it's a routine ground ball. The shortstop's going to field it and make the throw. Shortstop's taking his time because he knows the guy's not going to be running hard, and the game just happens so slow. At the college level, I mean, those guys are 110% all the time. And they just play with so much more emotion. You can tell it means a lot to them. Every pitch is important to them. It seems like it's life or death. So I love the college game.
And we wish good luck to Coach Kirby and the Aggies. By the way, they're taking on Nebraska. I don't know if that game already finished or not, but hopefully we get a final on that one a little bit later. I'll double check that.
Yeah, they've been off to a good start. I've got a couple of former players playing for them that I coached, and so I follow up with them pretty good. I make sure I've got my eyes on them to see what they're doing, and they're off to a good start right now.
When is your next game so people know when to come out and where to see you?
Tuesday, we play Las Cruces High out at the Field of Dreams at 7 o'clock. It's a single game. It opens up our district schedule for us. So it's a chance for both us and Las Cruces High to kind of see where we stack up with each other and the rest of the district.
And, of course, I think you would say it to the guys, their records don't mean anything when we start to play our friends across the street, is it?
Yeah, you throw them out the window at that point. Baseball's a funny game, and anybody can beat anybody on any given day. You get that guy up on the mound that's just having the career night, and you could be the worst team and you can win. So
would you prefer to be playing Saturday, or before you get to a game like this, maybe have one more game in there, or it's whatever the schedule is and we'll see you there Tuesday?
Well, probably so. It'd make it a little easier to line up our pitching rotation, but we also tell our kids it is what it is, and we're not going to worry about things like that. We're just going to get out there and control what we can control, and go play the games that are on the schedule and play them to the best of our ability.
Well, Coach, I hope to see you more around district time. I'm going to try to get out there a little bit to watch some of the games. It's not that far, so it tells me to get my Bigfoot Keister walking over there, so I'll check that out and go see it. And then, of course, I'll go see Mr. Shopakon and probably have to do a lot of assignments and other paperwork things that he has me do. And then Mr. Padilla will send me his work too, and I'll just get it done while I'm up there on the press box. I mean, I'm just figuring that's what I'll end up doing. So
there you go. If you need any more from me, I'll send some your way.
You know what? I can also figure out how to block your kids' internet so they can't be on the computer all day. That's what I do with mine. So
you're hired.
You'd be surprised. And I won't even get into your team's social media because I'm sure you're like, what are you doing on that thing?
Yeah, I try to stay away from it.
Good advice, but you're going to have to keep up with them one way or the other. And good luck with getting them all to prom. All right, so that should be very fun to see.
Hey, yeah, we got to find them some dates, right? I hate prom.
Why? Because they have to get ready to play a game and then go the next day, and they're not ready to play. You know that.
I mean, it's a funny story. I had a kid back when I was coaching in Socorro.
Oh, boy.
Played on a Saturday.
Uh-huh.
It's Friday. He's not at practice. So I'm telling all the kids, where's Rickenbach? He's our starting pitcher tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And the coach, he drove up to Albuquerque to go pick up his tuxedo.
Oh.
And I'm losing my mind. I'm like, dude, he drove all the way to Albuquerque to go pick up a tuxedo, like missing baseball practice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm mad. I'm on the phone with him. He's not answering. And you know, at this point, I don't kind of understand some of the stuff. You know, the kids are trying to explain to me, Coach, we live in Socorro, New Mexico. You can't just walk down the street and go rent a tux. You got no choice but to go.
No, the kid can't. He lives in Socorro. He has to go up to Albuquerque to get his tux.
They're like, Coach, we don't have any choices. So finally get a hold of him. And he's like, you're mad, aren't you, Coach? And I said, you're darn right I'm mad, Rickenbach. I can't believe you do this the day before a game. I said, you know the rules. And I said, you don't play tomorrow. You missed the practice the day before a game. And the poor kid's crying. He's like, come on, Coach, I had no choice. You know, I didn't pick it up on Tuesday because we had a game and they couldn't get it. You know, this is the only time I could do it. And so I told him, I said, you know what, Joe? I'm going to make a deal with you. You pitch on Saturday, but if you don't throw a shutout, you're done. You're done, Joe. You're off team. You owe me a shutout.
What did his mom say?
I think he was probably afraid to tell his parents.
I'm sure he did not tell his parents that when that mom would have come at you.
Well, Joe shows up on Saturday morning, and I always get to the field before all the kids, and he beat me to the field. I'm like, I've never had a kid beat me to the field on game day like that. And he's already there, and I'm so sorry, Coach. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, well, sorry ain't going to cut it, dude. And a deal's a deal. Like, you better pitch your little tail off. Ends up throwing a no-hitter.
Throws a no-hitter. There you go.
And so at that point, I had no choice but to say,
I was going to say,
you're forgiven, go to prom, have a good time, make it back.
I'll drive you. You know what? You threw a no-hitter. I'll pay for the meal. I'll get everything handled. Don't worry.
Yeah, I never thought of providing him dinner.
Yeah, you should have provided the dinner. Come on, Coach.
Yeah. So he won up me, man. He said, I'm not going to do this. We're
going to have to ask Mr. Padilla when prom is here because then I want to know who your starting pitcher is that game. They'll want to go to
do me a favor, send the other school's kids.
Send the other school to Albuquerque. Yeah, no. Wow. I'm glad you told the story. I'm sure that kid is like, yeah. What if he married the girl?
He did not marry the girl. No.
Oh, okay.
He's got a different gal though.
Okay.
Does well for himself. Great kid. I keep up with him. He loves to tell that story.
Yeah, I know, everybody. But we got to be careful telling that story here. There's going to be some girls going to be telling us some things. There, what you did? What to the kid? You made him do a no hitter?
Yeah.
No, that's great. I'm glad we get a chance to talk. We're going to bring you back around district time. We'll see what's talking about there. We're going to bring the other coaches in too, so we can chat with them as well.
Yeah, whenever you want.
You got it, Coach. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Alan Edmondson, Oregon Mountain baseball coach. Tuesday, it's Cruces versus Oregon Mountain Field of Dreams. Make sure to head on over there, and thank you for coming out here tonight. We got the first 4 games going on, got the NIT going on, so come on by and enjoy. I'm going to finally get a chance to go into the everyone ate my damn onion rings, so there you go.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to try.
There you go. Yeah, why not? Yeah, go ahead.
I always like a good onion ring, man.
I know you do. We'll get something to eat here in a second. Thanks for coming out. You come on out as well to the Broken Spoke Tap House. We'll see you here on St. Patty's Day. I'm Ernesto Garcia, and that does it for our Mesilla Valley News Sports Podcast. Be back next week.